All right, this is just breaking right now. The attorney for embattled Congressman John Conyers came out. We mentioned that he was going to be having this press conference. Well, Mr. Conyers is not resigning. Nope. The lawyer came out and just blasted the accusers. All kinds of victim blaming right now, saying they're lying and that the longest-serving House member did absolutely, positively nothing wrong. Joining me with reaction, American Majority CEO Ned Ryun and Gerri Willis in our New York City studios. Gerri, I know you saw this feed as it was coming in. Tell us about it.
Well, you said it best here. We have the attorney saying this is absolutely not true, that these allegations against the congressman, keeping in mind, he is the dean of the House of Representatives. He is the longest running congressman in the House. And remember, too, that he's actually settled allegations that for $27,000 of your taxpayer money, that he actually did have some kind of issue with a female staffer. Just this week on NBC's Today Show, ironically enough, Marion Brown, a former deputy staff manager for him, got on the air and talked about her own experience with him, in which she detailed his actions, not just once, not just twice, but over and over and over again. You know, these stories, these unseemly stories that we're hearing this week, last week, and now for a month or so, really shocking. And I think what's really important here is that Congress needs to come to terms with this very secretive way in which they make payments for these sexual harassment, sexual abuse cases. It's all under the table. Nobody knows anything about it. It comes directly out of the Treasury. It is your taxpayer dollars being used for this. And they need to reform this. They have to get out in front. And this fella, let me tell you, everybody's calling for his party chief, Nancy Pelosi, suggesting he resign. He's not doing it.
Yeah, it took her a while. It took her a while, but she finally came out and said, yeah, you know, he should resign. Ned, if he doesn't resign, between him and Al Franken, and, you know, look, I'm not saying this is a partisan issue, because it's not. And clearly Republicans have had their struggles as well. But how hurtful is this going to be to the party if Al Franken and Conyers try and maintain their posts?
Oh, I think it completely undercuts this supposed war on women that Democrats have been accusing Republicans of. I mean, it's very hard for them to make any of these arguments moving forward. You know, Trish, I would actually reiterate what Gerri just said. $17 million slush fund of taxpayer dollars being used to pay out these sexual harassment claims. I think what is incumbent upon Congress to do is to release the names of every member involved and to do it as soon as possible. I think the American people are due that before we get into a primary season in 2018, so we can understand who's been involved in this egregious behavior. But I would also say this, Trish, the payments that have been made out of taxpayer dollars, the people on that list, I think it is incumbent upon them to pay back those sums of money out of their campaign funds and make taxpayers whole.
Because it's not fair. It's not right. You agree, Gerri? I mean, it's our money.
It's our money. And look, at the end of the day, we weren't even allowed the option of saying whether we agreed we wanted to pay that or not. It all happened behind closed doors without our knowledge. Right. This is shocking. This is a scandal. And if this isn't cleaned up before the elections, well, there's going to be heck to pay, I think.
Go ahead, last word, Ned.
I think it's starting to make the argument for me there should be term limits, because I think you're seeing more and more of these members. Conyers has been in for decades. They have so far detached from the American people. They think that they rule them instead of serve them. So I'm starting to think term limits might not be a bad idea at all.
Yeah, I think you might be onto something there, Ned. Good to see you both, Ned and Gerri, and you're both absolutely right. It is not right that they used our money. We should know exactly where all of our money went.